I think it's the most challenging one to win games with, but didn't want to leave this guy out here. So it's got the Scorching Horn attack for fighting colorless. It does 80 damage, and if it has any fire energy attached, this does 80 more damage. This used to be actually see a little bit of competitive play with Zoroark and Reversal Energy. I didn't want to go with Reversal Energy, so to make this powered up, I went with Infernape, the Stage 2. It's got the Pyro Dance ability. Once during a turn, you may attach a basic fire and basic fighting energy card from your hand to your Pokemon any way you'd like, so we can power this guy up in one turn, accelerate 2 with Pyro Dance and attach from hand. Now, it's a lot to get set up, but once it gets going, we have some, it's got some potential. And then because I'm accelerating fighting and fire energy, I wanted something else as another attacker. So playing 2 copies of Koraidon EX, the ancient Pokemon, Dragon type. It's got 2 attacks that are useful. Kaiser's Tackle, Fire, Fighting. It does 280 damage, so that's nice, the biggest damage by far. It does 60 damage to itself, but then we also have Retribution Strike with it for 2 colorless. Does 20 plus 10 more for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So there's some synergy there. And those are the Pokemon we have. So let's go take a look at the deck in action. And at the end of after that, I will give an in-depth breakdown of the deck with all the cards, what's they're there for, and what some changes you might want to make, depending, that might make the deck a little better for you. Alright, see how things go. I would like to go first if I can. I do have some tools that can help me out if I do go second. I do play Arven in the deck, so going second's not the worst thing, but it's not the best thing. Some decks are really, really crushed when they don't get to go first or second. This deck, you have some flexibility. All right, so my opponent wants to go second. So either, I say this frequently, they're either going to take a knockout or they're going to, use a TM Evolution, right? Those are the 2 main things people want to do. Or they might actually use Energize too. There's a few decks that do that, but more often than not, they want to get things set up. So it's a Lugia deck. So they want a TM Evolution. All right, well, this isn't great. I can say that. TM Evolution's not terrible. Yeah, I'll bench him. Bidoof is nice as well. I will attach. Well, I'll attach on the bench, I guess, is what I'll do. That might be a mistake, because I think that would have been a mistake. I maybe should have attached active. They're not going to knock me out. And I want a TM Evolution next turn. So I should have attached active, assuming they don't knock out my active. I have the switch, so I can switch next turn. So get another Minccino fitting their deck. Obviously, this is a Lugia Archeops deck. You have to assume. I mean, you could play a Chinchino deck differently, I suppose, but it's hard to imagine that they are, right? So Mist Energy on the bench. Okay, Ultra Ball. So do they have Archeops to discard is the big question, right? If they do, then I'm in a lot of trouble. If they don't have Archeops to discard, though, they're being slow. So either they don't love their cards or they're just a bit slow in general. All right, well, they don't love those cards, right? They don't want to discard those cards. So I'm happy about that. But they need to get a Lugia V in play. And they probably should have attached from hand, because now they can't use their Read the Wind attack, which they would want to do. So I'm not sure that was really a good play. So I will start getting set up here. Get you in play. Let's just see. I have the stage 1. Okay, I have stage 1 because I'm going to use TM Evolution. I'm glad I got my energy. Attach. This isn't bad at all. Not bad. I maybe should have maybe I should have played it slightly different. So I want to get you evolved. Since I only play 1 copy of the stage 1 there on the the Monferno. So want to make sure he's in my deck, right? I played 2 copies. I've gone back and forth between 1 and 2 copies with this deck. I think a second copy is nice, but there's other things I need. So I think 1 copy is the right thing. Plus, you don't need too many of the Infernapes, right? I believe it's Infernape. So they're getting going here. What do they have in the discard pile? Just one. Oh, they have 0 Archeops, so that's good. Oh, and they've lost access to Read the Wind, so that could end up really costing them a lot. So we'll see what happens here. I probably utilize. Gotta think this through. So I do have the EX, which will be good in this matchup. You know, look, the Chinchino can one-shot my EX because it does a ton of damage once they set up, but they're not setting up, and that is one of the things Lugia is prone to do. Look, my deck's not prone to set up either, but this is a rogue deck, and when I say it's a rogue deck, I think I'm being very generous to it. I think it's just a really sketchy deck, I will say. So Hassel's no good. I think I want to keep the Hassel, though, right? I don't. So I'll draw 2 cards. I'm not sure. Well, that's good. Do this. So I will. Should I attach active? I want to kind of thin things down a little bit, right, to draw more cards. Oh, I can't use. I used Bibarel already? Is that what I did? I did. So I'm just going to do this. And do I want to bench someone else? I don't even know if I do, right? I'll defensive posture. Look, I might lose the Infernape, right? So getting another basic into play could be good. All right, that's okay. Look, they're knocking out my active isn't the worst thing in the world for me. What I need to do, of course, is get set up an attack. I play Hassels as one of the cards in here. I do like it. Now, until my opponent actually takes a knockout here, Hassel's no good to me. That part's unfortunate, although, look, I'm glad not to get knocked out. So I might use Ultra Ball this turn. Maybe I should have. I didn't use it last turn. I could have dug deeper in the deck. It may or may not have worked for me, though. That's where it gets tricky. So obviously, by saving it, I can get value out of it next turn as well. So that might be the right thing. We'll see what happens here. I do want to take a prize. My opponent's really doing nothing, which is super awesome. So got an energy. Why am I getting thumbs down? I've been getting thumbs down with this. I don't, and I honestly, I don't get it. I mean, I don't know. Look, it's a sketchy deck. I get that, but come on. I'm just having some fun here. Can't we just have fun in the game? I guess the answer to that is no, we can't. I mean, they don't. I mean, their problem is what they're playing, right? That's their problem. I mean, they're just not setting up, right? That's their issue, and that's not my fault at all. So I'm going to drop down. I'm gonna drop down my big guy. I think that's what I want to do. It's risky because they might take out the Koraidon, right? But it's okay. Let me get 2 energies. Do this, grab 2 energies, 1 and 1. Whoops, 1 and 1 I say. Okay, so that's, so, I gotta be careful. I cut the number of fighting energies in this list, so that makes things a little bit sketchy. A little bit sketchy, I will say. So 1 of each, and I'm gonna set up the Koraidon. And I can attack next turn with the top attack on my Hisuian Arcanine. And I can one-shot the Lugia V-Star with my Koraidon. That's the thought there, right? Now, the problem is, if they get set up, they can gust up my Koraidon and take me out. But right now, they're not setting up well at all, right? So, and I didn't need to get the 3rd energy on the Hisuian Arcanine in the active because, right, there was no need for that at all. So I don't have any fighting energy in the deck, so I don't want to utilize. I don't want to Earthen Vessel away the fighting energy. So they failed there. So my opponent's getting nothing going. So I'm guessing I'm going to get a win, which isn't, we'll see. I mean, their deck's still very powerful if and when it gets going. I'll just kind of keep smacking these guys around. Now I have to attach a fire energy. No, well, actually, that's not true. I can attach the Okay, 70, 140. So right now they don't get the knockout, do they? So that's, wow. I mean, I'm really surprised by that play. That's a bit of a desperation play, I would say. What do I have for energies? No energies there. Arven, I guess. Maybe, let's see what I want to grab here. I can get rid of Turbo Energize, right? Actually, do I want to... I think I want a Prime Catcher. I will take out the Lugia V-Star now that I think about it, right? Which case I will use the tool I want to use, right? I will use the big tool there. Take out, use my Koraidon EX, right? So I need to Earthen Vessel here. Get rid of that. Get, what, 2 fire energies, I guess? Do that. Need a fire I need a fighting here, right? So I will, I guess I shouldn't have grabbed the other energy probably, right? So I will boom and boom. I need the second fighting here, and I need a fire here at some point. I will Prime Catcher. I will take out your active. I think they cannot knock me out next turn. I think. I will power him because the attack's not terrible. Might as well draw a whole bunch of cards as well. I could be giving up my Koraidon EX next turn. I'll be sad about that. I'm down to, what, 230 HP, but they can't get Archeops in play, so they conceded because I took out their only Lugia V-Star. Their only Lugia, right? They didn't have a V down, so they were well fought. They were far away from getting things going, and even if they could take out my EX, I was then going to. I already had a Hisuian Arcanine set up, so the deck, it worked, but like in large part my opponent's deck did not work. But hey, a win is a win, especially with a deck like this. All right, see what happens here. Hopefully I set up well. I'd like to go first. I'd like it to be my choice to go first, even, which it will be, so that's good. Because hopefully I'm stealing my opponent's. Hopefully my opponent wanted to go first, and I've taken it from them. You know, they might want to go second, in which case it's less helpful. But okay, I will drop down the Growlithe. I think that's the play there. Have to decide what I do with my energy. Do I attach to Growlithe? Do I attach to Koraidon? I Nest Ball something, probably. My fire guy. Okay, so Roaring Moon EX. So that's not great, but there's many things. This isn't good. So are they going to one-shot my active Pokemon? Yeah, maybe. I'm going to bench the Koraidon. So where do I attach energy? That's my question right now. I attach to the Koraidon EX. That's what I do because that's, yes, I'll end turn. So I could Ultra Ball, get a Bidoof down, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Do they get the knockout? Attacking with the Roaring Moon EX is tricky because that needs 3 energy, and it's in the active, which is I don't want it. Is it a Roaring Moon EX deck? It's probably... Is it a single prize Roaring Moon deck that has a Roaring Moon EX? That could be the case. That used to be more popular. I'm not sure. Roaring Moon EX has come back some. Is it an ancient box deck? Could be that as well. Okay, I'm guessing it's an ancient box deck based upon the Awakening Drums. I mean, but the Roaring Moon single prize guy wants a lot of energy to this card pile anyway, right? So they might get the knockout. The problem with the EX is because with its Frenzy Gouging, it knocks me out, period, right? He does 220, so the nice thing is he's 10 short from one-shotting my Koraidon EX with the second attack. He's got to use the attack where he hurts himself. Then he's pretty vulnerable. So what are they going to do here? I don't know what they're going to do here, right? That's a question. Okay, so. All right, I'm going to Arven here, I think. All right, I'm going to Arven. Let's see what I get. I might want a Buddy-Buddy Poffin here. Just because I really just want to set up. I have that. Let's see. Oh, I have TM Energize as well. Or TM Evolution, actually, right? Let's see what I have here. I've got Bibarel, I've got the Stage 1. I'm going to TM Evolution. I'm going to go that route. I mean, I have to attach energy to the active. That's okay. This is okay. So you and you, I'm pretty sure, I have Bibarel there. I've got the Stage 1, and I can't play the on the Growlithe. I mean, I could get Growlithe in play, but I don't think I want to utilize my... which do I want to attach? I play more fighting than fire. I need fighting more. I'll attach the fighting. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I will TM Evolution. I'll do you and you. I get you going. I get you. So it's okay. Look, if they just knock out my active, I'm happy, right? That's the goal. The goal is just get my active Pokemon knocked out. Then I can one-shot something with Koraidon EX. Yeah. And hopefully, honestly, I kind of want, if they knock out my active, it's not bad, because I have Hassel. I do already have the Bibarel, so if they don't knock me out, I do draw cards with Bibarel, and I could Ultra Ball and get the, I probably would get the Infernape into play, right? I think that's what I want to get done. So they're playing into Dunsparce Engine, which is very good. I am look, this deck is struggling to win. Sometimes I'm not making the top choices. Partly, I'm not a big believer in the deck, which doesn't lead to the best gameplay. I admit that. So they're retreating. I was hoping they stay in the active so I could knock them out for 2 prizes, but they knew better than that. It's not a shock, obviously. It wasn't a very hard play to see that that's what they needed to do. So I take them out with my active. If I don't get my tool attached, they do one-shot me next turn. So that part's not great. So I will Hassel first. I really would like my tool, right? Let's see, what do I get here? I need energy. I need a fighting energy. So do I have fighting energy, brother? I have fighting energy. I think I want you. And I think... Oh, and I need... Let me think. I need a fighting energy and... Grab this. Okay. So I will Ultra Ball. I need the Stage 2, so I'm gonna... I need these 2 energies attached, right? So I'll grab Infernape EX. I hope I get the tool right. That's the big thing. So I need to accelerate energy before I know about the tool, because I want to get my hand down to 0 cards to draw the most cards, right? That's the basic deal. Get down, bench the Growlithe, and then I Bibarel, right? So the one thing I didn't make sure, I don't know if I have the tool or not. Okay, that part's not good. What do I want to do here? Do I want to try to get another Koraidon EX in play? I don't know if he's in the deck even, so no. Okay, so I will get him in play. Another Growlithe, which has value. I'll take the knockout. They're going to knock me out. I don't play the stadium. Not having the tool is very bad for me. And that was a big risk, right? That was a big risk. Now they one-shot me without having to do all the damage themselves. I mean, they have to... Well, I was going to say they have to get the guy on the bench, but that they need to... They do play Dark Patch, right? But they have a pivot in the active as well, so that's okay too. I was going to say they're going to have to switch from the active to the bench, but they don't actually have to do that with the Dunsparce. Well, it has free retreat if they need it, but they want to get the Dunsparce and shuffle him out of play. Ideally, from them standpoint, they get a dark patch first. So we'll see what they do. Are they going to send up the which Pokemon do they send up? Yeah, the Dunsparce makes sense. They can't make him into the Dunsparce, but he has free retreat, so Do they get the energies? They have the stadium, which they needed the stadium in play just to get the one shot. So that's why I didn't bench my stadium. But now they probably knock me out. Slada's Vitality. They just need one energy to attach manually of any type. So they probably have it. They're going to knock me out. And I'm in a lot of trouble. Okay, so they have it there. I'm not completely dead at this point, but I'm far from healthy, is what I'll say. Far from healthy. Do I go for the knockout here? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I want to try powering up another Koraidon is my question. I think I do. I have the switch card, so they're knocking out my active. I send up a Growlithe, because I might end up attacking with him. I'll see what I draw into. I don't think they knock me out. Whoa, do they? They don't have knockout, do they? If they do, then I'm in huge trouble. They do. Oh, that's terrible. Well, that's just okay. Well, now I need to attack with Growlithe, Hisuian Arcanine. I mean, because he can get the knockout with out giving up 2 prizes, right? So I'll look at Hassel. I need some energies. I need my stage. All right, I get you. I don't have energies here. Oh, that part's stinky. What else do I want to get in play here? I probably want to do I want to discard some stuff? I might want to thin things out a little bit. And I will get my tool to attach as well. Okay, so I will evolve the active, just get the pieces I want going. Koraidon. Attach my tool. I will get my 2 energies. I have to get a 3rd energy, obviously. So I will do this. Grab 1 of each energies. See what happens. It's dicey. It's dicey. It's far from guaranteed. Boom and boom. Play you. I need to get a fighting energy. Right now they have 1 in deck. So, did I play the Growlithe down this turn? No. So I can evolve you into Hisuian Arcanine if I have that in the deck. Or I don't think I have the stage 1 in deck, right? So I can Hisuian Arcanine, which thins my deck. I have to get that fighting energy. I have 1 fighting energy and I have 2 or 3 Earthen Vessels, right? So I need to hit one of those cards to have a chance, but I see 5 cards out of 20, so, and I missed, which is just awful. Just awful. I think it's beyond awful. That's really all I can say. Yeah. It's terrible and disgusting, and that I missed it, and that's gonna cost me game. I'll attack, I think, but it's brutal. It's brutal. I needed the knockout just to, I had 4 cards I think out of 20, and I saw 5, something like that, right? I think whatever the numbers were, I had the odds weren't, I don't know, was I less than 50%? I'm not great at figuring that stuff out. So I missed it. So they're going to take another knockout, and I'm just going to get destroyed here now. That's what's going to happen. I'll set up the Arcanine, I think, and, ultimately they're going to be able to just blow up my Koraidon. I don't think there's any way I can win this game. I'm tired of playing this deck, though, so I'm going to finish this game out, I think. Just because I just make some plays, show what this deck can do, see what it can't do. You can see the shortcomings of the deck. There's no point covering up that. This was the Hisuian Arcanine that I was really concerned about. I mean, I could play Reversal Energy. I could have done that. Are they going to... Okay. Well, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. That's actually good for me. I'm pleased for that play, because I'm going to Arven here. I get a Rare Candy, and I get my Infernape back into play, I can get the knockout now. That gives me some hope. So I mean, honestly, I'm pleased for that. We'll see what's exactly in my deck and such too. I might want to Rod first. Let me look at my discard pile. So I should have a state. Well, do I want to Rod first? Do I need energy? All right, I'm going to Rod just to be really, no, you know what? No, I'm going to Artazon first. And if I fail the Artazon, I'm okay with that. And I fail him. That part's okay. All right, I don't have any Pokemon, so I do have the rare candies. Okay, so that's all okay. Although I have Infernape in hand, so I don't need to... All right, so, but I need... All right, I need these energies. I need the energies, right? That's a big deal. And I guess I dropped down to the Koraidon, maybe, to switch. Although the Koraidon probably isn't good either, right? Maybe I just keep the deck thin. I think I just got to win what I have in going on with me there. Okay, so that I will Arven. I need a rare candy, and I'll grab the TM Energize as well. Why not? I don't need it for anything. So rare candy, you go and play. I'll bench the Chimchar. I need to hit an energy here. I will attach the TM Energize. I'm not going to use you. I need a fighting energy, right? I need fighting energy or I'm doomed. I got fighting energy. That part's really good. Okay, I got a... look, this could be a lot worse. So I will now accelerate one to the Koraidon, because he's the only guy. I've got to ride the Koraidon at this point. I only have one tool. So, they're going to take a knockout. They can boss for game. I can lose this game 1,000 ways. I needed to get the knockout last turn. I probably I was not in a great spot if I did. Okay, so I need a fire energy. So we'll see. I mean, look, they can one-shot my Koraidon EX if they just attach one energy to their guy on the bench. That's not good, right? They just need one energy. Right now, they just need two energies. If they have Sada's Vitality, essentially they win the game. They can take the knockout with the active, and then the Roaring Moon is all set, right? They have the energies. So they should have They have 4 cards in hand. I would anticipate that's happening. It's going to give them game. I'm going to play this out. Might as well. Well, look, I will take out what I'm going to do is I'm going to send up not the Koraidon. I have to take out the Koraidon. I don't know if they can take me out with their other guys. With the tool, they might not be able to one-shot. They might not be able to one-shot me. I mean, I damaged myself 60, but I'm at then 230. Can they do 230 off the Roaring Moons? Maybe. I'm not going to go through the discard pile to figure it out. They probably can, though, actually, right? I'm guessing they can, but Prime Catcher, take out the EX. That's the only possible play I have here. If I had gotten that knockout one turn earlier, and right now I don't even have the knockout yet. That part's not good either, right? I really don't have the knockout. So let me try to thin my deck, I guess. Because I've got to get a fire energy, right? Okay, no Pokemon there, and that's fine. I will Prime Catcher first. Bring up your EX. If I don't get the knockout here, obviously I lose the game. I'll attach per turn. I will Iono here. I need a fire energy, so that's what's got to happen there. I need a fire energy in hand. So I see 4 cards. I got 2 fire energies. That's really good. So, I don't, they probably have knockout, period. I'll draw some cards. No reason not to do these plays. And I I have to take the knockout, right? That's what has to happen. They probably have knockout on me at this point at 230 HP, but that was, you know, I'm not bothering to do the calculations. I guess there's an outside chance they can't. Well, that seems pretty impossible that they can't do it. They should just have knockout. They have 3 Pokemon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's 15. Did they get one? I think. Do they have it or not? They're close, I think. I think they're close. Did they get anything in the discard pile here? Satisfied. So they get one more there. They're really close. So a card like that might actually push them over the edge, because they're right around doing it, and then they win the following turn, right? Even if they don't get the knockout this turn, if they and they got it, so they just got there, right? They were one away, you know, if they didn't have that Sada's Vitality, so they actually didn't have it there, but when they turn started, but they got there, so I made the only possible play to win. I'm not so sure there was any way it could have worked out anyway, but that was as good a play as I felt I had that game. And honestly, that last game was kind of where the deck's at. It's kind of at the level you can kind of make some plays, but you know, I was never really felt that I was in the game that one time, right? If I was able to get that one energy, the one turn, maybe I would have had a better chance for sure. And I was a bit unlucky there, but you know, that's kind of showed the level of the deck that last game. But let me go over the in-depth overview so you can understand the pieces and understand what changes you might want to make too if you want to try playing this deck. All right, so I'm going to go over the deck list in detail, right? This is the last of the Hisuian Arcanines, the 4th one in format. It like I said, this was the one that saw some actually competitive play, but back with Zoroark, which has since rotated. So it's the Scorching Horn attack for fighting colorless. It does 80 and 80 more if you have any fire energy attached to it, and your opponent's active Pokemon's burn. So you're doing 160, they're burn, so it does 20 more. So it's doing 180 and possibly more if they stay burned after that. It's okay. Unfortunately, it's not enough to one-shot, for the most part, basic 2-prize Pokemon. And that's really what you want from an evolution card, especially one that you need 3 energies of 2 different types. It's awkward, right? How to power it up. I'm going with Infernape. I think it's the most interesting way to do it. You could put Luminous in. Maybe you want to put in 1 or 2 Luminous energies in the deck. That might make the deck a little better, to be honest. But you've got to get those energies, which is tricky. But Infernape has the Pyro Dance ability. Once during a turn, you can attach a basic fire and basic fighting energy card to one of your Pokemon any way you like, so that's good. And also Infernape can attack as well. It's fire, colorless. It does 200 damage, and you discard an energy from this Pokemon, which isn't bad. You know, this one does 200 damage, so that's very nice there. I will say on the Hisuian Growlithe, the basic of the Arcanine, it's the one with the defensive posture ability. I think that's the best thing. Flip a coin of heads. It prevents all damage to this Pokemon by attacks the following turn. So it's useful, right? Sometimes you slow your opponent down for taking prizes, which can be a nice thing. But since I'm playing fighting and fire energy and I can accelerate them, I'm playing Koraidon EX, which I can, once I'm set up, I can power it up in one turn. The Kaiser Tackle does 280 damage. That's a great number to hit. It does 60 to itself, so it goes from 320 at that point down to 170. That's not great. But then it has Retribution Strike for 2 colorless energies. That's 20 plus 10 more for each damage counter on this Pokemon. And you can boost the HP. We do play 1 copy of the tool. So 2 copies of this to something that's a little tanky or something that can hit for bigger damage. I think it makes sense in the deck. And then a 1/1 Bibarel. This was one of the last changes I made. I don't love it just because you have all these Pokemon and deck space is an issue, but deck doesn't have an engine otherwise, so it just needs this, I think, to have a chance to get going. If one piece is prized, it's awkward, but most of the time you'll have access to your engine, and that is a big plus. So all in all, I think, even though I didn't like giving up the 2 deck slots for it, I do think it makes the deck better. So it makes it a little more consistent. Energies, playing 12 energies, 7 fighting, 5 fire. You need more fighting because the 2 main attackers use more fighting energy. Could maybe drop a fighting and drop and add a luminous energy. That wouldn't be a reversal energy, right? Because this on your single prize guy on the Hisuian Arcanine, as long as you're behind the prizes, powers it up in one turn and provides all the energy types that you need. So I think that might be a change. I'd say one copy in the deck for what you have. And you do have Hassel in the deck. So supporters, I'm playing Hassel. I like it for a deck that's largely single prize. If your Pokemon's knocked out last turn, you look at the top 8 cards in your deck, put 3 of them in hand. That's probably about as good a card as you're going to get the special energy, I will say that. And for a deck like this, I think it's useful. Also playing 3 Iono and 3 Arvens. With the Arvens, I'm playing a couple different tools. One Ancient Booster Energy Capsule gives the Koraidon EX 60 more HP, which is very important there. And then one TM Turbo Energize, you search your deck for 2 basic energies, attach to your bench Pokemon any way you like, and TM Evolution, right? Choose 2 your bench Pokemon, and put an evolution onto it, each of those. So those are good options, right? And I think it works well with the Arvens. The A spec, I'm playing Prime Catcher, 4 Nest Ball, just to get basics in play. I'm playing 1 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. The idea is you might get it with an Arven 1 turn. You can't get the Hisuian Growlithe, but now that I'm playing, you might want to get a Bidoof and a Chimchar into play, say, for instance. So it does have value sometimes. So 1 copy of that. 2 copies of Artazon, very useful there. And then 4 Ultra Balls, because we need to get those evolution Pokemon. 4 Earthen Vessels, we need energy, so super important there. 1 Switch card, because that's useful at times. 2 Rare Candy, so 1 of the Stage 1, 2 Rare Candies. The idea is we only want to get 1 Infernape in play over the course of the game. Hopefully he doesn't get knocked out. If he does, we can get a second one in play. Trying to do it a third time is going to be very tough. We have to play our Rod and stuff to make that happen, and that's rough, but usually you don't need that. And then 2 copies of Super Rod. We don't have thick lines of our Pokemon, and we need energies in hand to accelerate, so Super Rod's good. Something like an energy retrieval card could be good to put energies directly into hand. I don't play that. I'm not sure what I'd cut to put that in the list, but that could be good too. Either a regular energy retrieval or a superior energy retrieval would help, because you need the energies in hand with Infernape. So perhaps that's a card to put in. So maybe Luminous Energy might make the deck better. I'd say 1 copy, cut a fighting energy, and maybe probably just a regular energy retrieval, get 2 energies, maybe 1 copy of that. Then you have to kind of choose what you want to cut to make that happen, but that would have value as well. So if you want to give the deck a try, let me know in the comments below what you think of this deck. If you have suggestions to make it better, because I have certainly found this underwhelming. I think the other 3 Hisuian Arcanines were fun to play. This one I think is just too weak for the game right now. But I figured I should do the 4th one when I did the first 3. So that's the list, and have fun and play some Pokemon. Take care.